Hi friends, welcome to my market update today. Not a good day for the markets. All the cap curve indices ended in the red today, but this was not true through the whole day. Actually, during the day was pretty decent, and I think the second half of the day was where the sell-off took place. What is the reason for this? If you look at the numbers, well, first of all, I think that the Brent crude was up by about 3%, went back up to 74 levels because there was some violence, some Qatari vehicle got hit by a projectile. But I don't think that's really a big thing, just about a $2 increase in Brent, right? Apart from which, the dollar index and the US interest rates and the Indian interest rates were all stable, not very much movement. 100.8 or something was the dollar index, 4.5 was the US 10-year, and the Indian 10-year was also around 6.5 or 6.7. Right? The rupee strengthened today, but I believe that from what I read, it was more due to some action in the non-durable forwards market there. But good that the rupee went below 95 today, which is good news. From a sectoral perspective, almost all sectors were in the red today except IT and to some extent consumer durable. IT was, I suspect, value buying, but it was the only sector to be up 2%. Otherwise, everything else was down. And in fact, if you see a contra to yesterday, as you recollect, Realty has been doing well over the last few days, but it corrected today. And broadly, if you see, PSU banks continue to be a source of profit booking by DIIs, as well as the metals and the defense pack saw the selling. So you can see from the kind of sectors which have worst performed, you can look at the flows pattern and try to understand the flows pattern. Well, three things. First is today Asian markets saw an AI related sell-off today. Okay, Korea, Taiwan, Japan, Indonesia, all these wherever there are some AI related stocks saw correction today. So this is a frequently happening habit, and this should be good for India. And our markets were down today, but the good news there is that FIs were not net sellers. They bought today, but not a big amount. Yesterday they bought 250 crores, today they bought 400 crores, right? So, but last 3 consecutive days, FIs have been buyers. That's the good news. So to some extent, FIs seem to be easing off on their selling on India. And the AI related sell-off probably means that they are beginning to look at India a little bit, but probably wait for more earnings season and monsoon updates. I don't have a monsoon update for today, but the key thing is the DIS, after yesterday buying a bit, they remember Friday they were net sellers and we expected them to build up their cash positions for the earnings season. Yesterday they turned net buyers, but today back again. They're 300, 400 crores negative. So FIS and DIS match themselves with 400 to 400. So then you can now guess at the answers, right? You've seen the kind of sectors which have been worst performing, defense and reality. If you look at the index performance, the larger cap index was pretty much flat at just 13 basis points negative. Mid cap was more negative at 30. Small cap was even more negative at 55. And micro cap was the worst today at 70 basis points, right? So when you see the kind of sectors making losses today, the fact that the broader markets have fallen more, and then final bit that you need to know is the advanced decline ratio, which after many days has shifted strongly in favor of declines. So today the advanced decline ratio was in fact, if I look at the number, only 1,000 stocks went up, 1,900 stocks fell. So clearly it was a day that our dear old needy, right, non-institutional domestic investors booked profit or panic sold. Choose which word you want to use. We can't get into their minds to see what they did, but they did sell heavily today. That's why this performance that I spoke about, right? So clearly, to summarize the day, FIs are very, very marginal sellers or buyers over the last few days. I would read that as a good sign. They have not found strong reasons to redeem from India, right? Second, DIs are building up cash pools towards the earnings season so that they can have the right amount of cash to buy the right stocks and sectors. And even non-institutional domestic investors are booking profits. Maybe they also are a bit nervous about the earnings season. Monsoon, like I said, we don't have an update, so you can't read monsoon into today's data. But tomorrow is important. Tomorrow, the monsoon IMD will give an update on the progress of the monsoon and what they expect. The Fed FOMC minutes will be released tomorrow night. And day after tomorrow is the big day when TCS results come out. So good, interesting few days ahead of us. And like I said, this is going to be a consolidating week with a little bit of negative or a little bit of positive. Nothing much will be there. Tomorrow also would be the same. It may be a little bit positive tomorrow because today was negative, right? So look forward to my next update.